So my Indian Scout, you may have seen it if you've watched some of my older videos. She's been a sick girl for the last year. An oil leak around the oil drain plug has maybe not really want to ride it that much. It's about a $6,000 repair if I go with Indian, or I could do an engine swap for much cheaper, or I could do what I did, which is to put Teflon tape around the plug, and that seems to have stopped the leak for the most part. There's a little bit of seepage through there, but none to worry. And of course I have a right side fork seal oil leak. Other than those two issues, there's not really anything wrong with her. She's been a good companion throughout these years. And of course, not long ago, right around the same time that this Indian started to act up, I did purchase my BMW R9T, kind of my sporty companion, but it does not replace what the Indian always has given me, which is a nice relaxed ride, cool styling. It is much faster, I will say this, but the Indian does not lack performance. One thing about the riding here in Arizona, I couldn't really understand the concept before I moved here, is that there are really no back roads to go to places. Like, there are some alternative routes, but you know, I come from Maine, and there's just, you know, centuries and centuries of roads built up, so there's like 7 or 8 different ways to get to a place. Whereas here it's all main roads and then like kind of secondary roads, but they're all very heavily traveled, so it's kind of hard to get away from the pack out here. And the really, really nice roads, such as the rides I take up to Tortilla Flat, they're always very, very busy when I'm able to get up there, unless I go super early in the morning, or on a day where it's like 1,000,000 degrees out, nobody else wants to be out there. So yeah, that whole concept of not really having many back roads kind of gets you. And then also, if you want to go somewhere, it's like 2 to 3 hours to go anywhere outside of the Phoenix Valley here. So every ride, if you want to take like a scenic ride, every ride is a ride. I like living here in Arizona. I like not having to shovel my snow. I like living in a place where it's convenient for me to, you know, get anything I ever think that I need. You know, if I need motorcycle parts, it's like 30-minute drive to the motorcycle store. If I need groceries, there's like 6 or 7 Walmarts within a 5-mile radius of me. I mean, they got everything, and it's like big box heaven and chain restaurant heaven. And I kind of like that. A lot of people crap on Arizona because there's not a whole lot of originality, not a whole lot of local treasures, but I kind of like the dynamic. It makes life a little bit easier, among other things. You know, I do a lot of woodworking. We bought a house about 3 years ago now, 2021 I think it was. We bought a house, I got married, took up a lot of woodworking, so like the woodworking takes up a lot of my time, but also takes up a lot of my space, because where I park my motorcycles is also my woodworking stuff. And you know, if I start like a woodworking project, I like to finish it to completion before doing anything else, which means also riding. And of course, you know, we put a lot of work into our house. Our house was like very 90s when we bought it. So we had to get rid of all that 90s styling and the 90s beige that seems to be extremely prevalent here in the Valley of the Sun. So put a lot of time and money into that, and given all that, the time, you know, you sucks it up. You don't have, you know, you can't ride the motorcycles, the money, you know, your motorcycles, they need maintenance. This thing needed maintenance, so I was dedicating all my money to that. But I got quite a beautiful house now. and a great wood shop. So that's just life happening. Now I think my wife and I are talking about kids. May have them soon, who knows, God willing. So I guarantee I won't stop riding, but I will probably become a lot more conservative as I have through the years. I have noticed that in at least the last 2 to 3 years, or since moving here to Arizona, I have become quite a conservative driver and rider, thus. I'm out here freaking daydreaming, looking at the helicopters and traffic's moving along. So, you know, just become more conservative, wear the right gear. Watch out for traffic. Ride only when the conditions are optimal. I do have a dream one day, though, to have a child riding wingman with me as a on motorcycles to all these fancy, cool places. Maybe even like a sidecar. I have like my little 5-year-old boy or girl sitting next to me in the sidecar going on adventures with me. And so, giving a little thought to how I want to continue everything, I think I want to talk more about things like spirituality and the trials and tribulations of life, and mix all that in with motorcycles and maybe sometimes woodworking and other automotive related things. I have a Instagram page, scoutingtheworld.az, and it's mostly motorcycle focused, but there's a lot of things like all the cars I've been privileged to drive throughout my life, and all the cool little adventures I've been privileged to go on. And then, you know, of course, I do a lot of photography too, so I have some of that up there too. So, if you're into like spiritualism, driving, give it a watch. I tend to go into some deep thought regarding things like religion and just life in general and the mysteries of the universe. So with that, I'll leave you my final words. They are, appreciate every day you're alive. Tomorrow is not promised, but today is already given, so live life to its fullest. Don't forget, call your loved ones, let them know that you love them. Anybody you may be holding a grudge against, find it in your heart to forgive. Forgiveness is key to a happy life, I think. So, until I decide to upload something else, I'll see the rest of y'all later.